you and good afternoon. I just want to remind you, this is an assembly. It will be a celebration. You'll get a sense of that in just a few moments. We are celebrating the first 10 years of this middle school. Sir Ken Robinson said, there is no school better than the teachers. And you notice right now, your teachers are not here just yet. They will be called down in just about a minute. It is okay to stand, it is okay to applaud, but it is not okay to take the attention off of them. Because even though this is a day of celebration for all of you, the students of Hartnett Middle School, this is a celebration for our teachers, especially those who have been here for all 10 years.
Join the party. Shake it up, join the party. Shake it up, join the party. Oh yeah. Hey, hey, what do you say? It's time to celebrate your birthday. Happy birthday. Hey, hey, what do you say? It's time to celebrate your birthday. Hey, hey, what do you say? It's time to celebrate your birthday. Party rockers in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. And we gon' make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time. Party rockers in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. And we gon' make you lose your mind. We just wanna see ya. Every day I'm shuffling.
Come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you, tell you I need you, tell you I set you apart. Tell me your secrets and ask me your questions. Now let's go back to the start. Running in circles, coming in tails, heads on the sides apart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. Oh, take me back to the start. Just guessing at numbers and figures, pulling your puzzles apart. start. Come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you, tell you I need you, tell you I set you apart. Tell me your secrets and ask me your questions. Now let's go back to the start. Running in circles, coming in tails, heads on the sides apart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. Oh, take me back to the start. Just guessing at numbers and figures, pulling your puzzles apart. Questions of science, science and progress.
today. It's really an honor, but most importantly, it's the best part of this is being here with you guys. This school is, not my school, and it's not the faculty school, it's your school. Some 10 years ago, actually more like 13 or 14 years ago, about 20 people in the two towns of Blackstone and Millville were put on a building committee by the district school committee. And they chose someone from Blackstone, a guy named Paul Mercier, and someone from Millville, a gentleman named Leo Trotti. Two great guys, and they headed the building committee, and they were the ones responsible for building the facility. And their goal was always to make it the best they could make it for the kids of Blackstone and Millville, the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders who would come here. They were not only concerned about you guys who are here now, but those who came before you and those who will come after you. Just think about it. Somebody who was in the 8th grade here in 2003, they're now graduated from college perhaps. Or they're in the military, perhaps serving overseas, or they're in the workforce. Even those of you who are in the 6th grade today, in 2003, 6th graders were probably juniors and seniors in college, and perhaps they also were serving overseas in our military. So the idea was to make this a state-of-the-art facility in perpetuity as best they could and that the taxpayers could afford. And they were even able to retire about 3/4 of the debt before the school even opened. So the taxpayers only had to come up with like $5 million for this $21 million facility. So they did a great job, and they did it for you guys. And I was privileged to be the superintendent of schools during that time and was charged with the responsibility of getting this place built and doing all that has to be done regarding that. Mr. Campbell was the assistant superintendent at the time. And the one thing I always said when I would speak to anybody publicly was that BMR has great kids. And just what I've seen here today by your enthusiasm and the music production and all the rest of that, BMR still has great kids. And I want to thank you for letting me be part of this today, and I wish you much success, and above all, be safe. Thanks very much.
I just want to say it is a complete honor to not only to be standing here next to Mr. Hartnett, but to be standing in this school with such special students. That is his legacy. You all carry on his legacy every single day that you come to this school. And the teachers ignite that legacy and promote that legacy. And you all, every single day of my life, makes me proud. And you make all the teachers who are at this school proud as well. I'm going to present Mr. Hartnett right now with a picture of last year's Hartnett Award winners, with a picture of, you were actually in this picture, Mr. Hartnett, you're right there. And of course, even though it was last year's school theme, it was always the plan to have Mr. Hartnett be our last Hartnett hero. So we would like to present to you with the Hartnett Hero T-shirt. Now the 7th and 8th graders know this. Every time I give out that t-shirt, I love to tell the story. Mr. Hartnett, that t-shirt, the word hero can only be read in the mirror. And the reason for that is because the most important hero, as we all learned last year when it was our school theme, is the hero within ourselves. And Mr. Hartnett, yes, last year, every student received that Hartnett Hero t-shirt because they are all thinking, wait, I thought we were the last Hartnett hero of the school year, but it's actually you and it is them. And again, you all continue to make us proud every single day. But in that brief slideshow, you may have seen a date on the bottom here. That date was October 18th, which is today's date, but the year was not 2013, it was 2003. On October 18th, 2003, sitting where the 6th graders are sitting right now, was a student named Justin O'Connor. Justin O'Connor is now an adult, as you can imagine. In 10 years, you will all be adults, and he has done many special things in his life, including running in this past year's Boston Marathon. So in 2003, Justin was part of the first 3 classes that started the middle school here. And he was the first class to spend 3 years here. And in 2006, he was a part of a big group picture of his entire class. And the caption in the 2006 yearbook read, "First class to spend 3 years at the Hartnett Middle School. At this time, I would like to introduce Justin O'Connor.
Happy Friday, everyone. How's everyone doing today? So I came here in '03, and I was part of the very first class, and the staff and teachers and everyone was just fantastic. And I spent 3 years, I was part of the drama club and the student council, and it was just awesome. So, especially for the 6th graders in the room, I hope you guys had a great year and a good rest of your careers. So today I just want to share with you guys my story and what I've kind of been through and getting to that point in running the Boston Marathon this past year. So my name is Justin O'Connor. I was born on October 16th, 1990. I was born early. I wanted to make a lasting impression. I was born in Women Infants Hospital in Providence, Rhode Island. In my life, despite everything I have been through, I never say never because in life anything is possible. If you dream it, you can do it. If someone told me today they wanted to become a police officer, a firefighter, or even a doctor, or even do sports, I would tell them you can do it, to dream big, and shoot for the stars. I live in Millville, Mass, so in 3,000 people, very small. Through my life, my town has truly supported my endeavors. They have been my support, and so has my family. I graduated from Blacksville Regional High School in 2010. In high school, I did student council, drama club, assistant coach for the basketball team, and baseball team. Some mornings I would start my day at 6:30 in the morning and wouldn't get home until 10 o'clock at night. And at the end of the year, everyone in the clubs, you become best friends, and of course, you become part of your family too. So the last 3 years, I was the assistant coach for the baseball and basketball teams. And coaching with all the teams, it teaches you leadership skills, courage, and strength. In 2002, my journey truly began. Who knows what scoliosis is? So this is where my journey begins. In middle school, my nickname was Linnea because everyone knew my name, and also I was so friendly. So in middle school, I started feeling a lot of back pain in my back. My doctors didn't know why, so I went for x-rays, then we discovered I had scoliosis. What is scoliosis, you may ask? Scoliosis is the curve of the spine. If you knew nothing about it, it can put pressure on your heart and lungs. So my journey with scoliosis, I had to go through years of treatment. I had to go through lots of PT, chiropractic care, stretching, hot showers, ice packs, because my pain was so bad. Through middle school, my pain got a lot worse, but that did not put my smile away. But everything we tried, the back was not getting any better. So it just made it a lot worse. So I discovered I needed a back brace, which I had to wear the Milwaukee brace. I had to wear it 23 hours a day. It went all the way from my head all the way down to my butt. But good thing. I had to wear it a few hours a day, but even when I wanted to put my head down, I could not because I had a wire attached from my neck, and if I leaned on it, it would choke me. So I would kind of go hard way, but again, in the fall of 2005, my pain got worse and my curve got a lot worse. I got into 50 degrees. At this point in time, after a long talk with my doctor's family, surgery was scheduled, and that was my only option because I was so young, and we said, let's get this done and over with. While I'm young, so with my family beside me, I set a date for my back surgery of June 26, 2006. That was my date with destiny. In my long road back to almost normal. The result of the year went fast. I went a lot of my time before surgery going to the Red Sox. He likes the Red Sox. They're in the playoffs now. I spent a lot of time before surgery going to the Red Sox. In time we likes to watch. I was even at 10 o'clock right before my surgery. That Friday night was graduation from middle school, 8th grade of course. And in that year I was sitting in the audience like everyone is today. And I was presented with the Hartnett Award. It was such an honor for me. June 26th came, it was my day to shine. Everything that day was very fast-paced, I don't remember much. But the doctor sticking the IV in my arm and saying everything was going to be just fine. As I was drifting off into my 11-hour spinal surgery and falling deep asleep, I turned back to my family and said to them I loved them and waited across the room goodbye. The next thing I remember doing was waking up at 7:30 at night in a lot of pain and very sick, and seeing people all around me and all these wires around me. But in my heart, I knew I at least had survived the surgery, thank God. And I got into my hospital room at 12 o'clock at night, and that's where I would spend the next 8 days recovering. Some days it would be 3 steps forward and 2 steps backward. It would depend on the day, and throughout my stay in the hospital, I'd be putting one foot in front of the other. I had to go, one day we'd sit up in bed, the next day would be sitting in the chair, the next day would be, and during my stay at Children's Hospital in Boston, the blue chair would be my best friend. The other day, I had a small goal, I had to walk around my hospital room. Then by day 4 there was a dog leash attached to me, so I wouldn't fall. I walked down the hall, still baby steps, of course. Day 5, my teachers and friends and family came in, and it was a bad day. I was going for my walk and I was not feeling too well, and I was in a lot of pain. I yelled at my family, friends, teachers, and doctors saying, I cannot do this. I just cannot do this anymore, but they told me I could. So after my walk, I went to my bed for a nap, and a clown stopped by my room, and there was a teacher in the hallway. I screamed, hey, you've got no friends, because he was by himself. My doctors and nurses told me and my family they loved my room because we were always so positive. By day 6 and 7 came into my room. It was a party room. Day 8, I was finally able to walk to my family and friends to the elevator. After days of tears, blood tests, and needles, I was able to go home. On pain medicine, go home and get stronger. I was home on time for the 4th of July of 2006. And I got stronger and a little bit taller each day. And prior, I was ready to start school with my friends and family in September of 06, freshman year of high school. From where I was before I was ready, over the course of the year, I had bumps in the road, but I did not let that stop me. A full year later, I wanted to pay that to Children's Hospital. I formed a team, and over a 5-year time frame, we raised over $8,000, which was great because at one point we were 10 strangers. By the end, we became best friends. And by the last year, we walked my team, and it was Justin's team. We made over 30 walkers and family and friend support. So over the past several years, I found a love for walking and running. In 2007, I did the Falmouth Road Race, my first race. I decided I wanted to run on the grass. I did not like the pavement. So the first mile, I fell flat on my face, and I was given a couple of options. I was either able to sit flat on my face the rest of the race and let people jump all over me, or get back up and keep moving. So it's exactly what I did. I got back up and kept on moving. And I saw this lady who was calling it a day. She wasn't feeling good, and she was going back to her car. And so I told her I pick her up and carry her because I was not letting her quit like that and go back to her car. And we finished the race with 30 seconds to spare. Hey, what's that, a hill? What do I hear, screaming fiends? Oh, what's the clock say, 1 p.m.? Oh, hey, we've got seconds to finish and get our finishing medals. We made it up to our final hill and crossed as the games went crazy. I pulled a bit ahead, and the announcer said, I think they will make it. I finished and looked back, and there she was. We finished what we started. Throughout that race, I've been in 20 races in distance from 5Ks all the way up to the Boston Marathon. Through running, I have met runners from all around the world, and I'm good friends with about 100 of them in a race. We don't try to beat one another, we support one another, we will finish all together. We never tell our runners not to finish when, in life, races. I met friends from off the running course, and we actually became real friends in life, so we're not just competitors, we're friends in real life. We go out to the movies, and we just support each other. I'm going to jump to 2012. I decided to join a running team and run the Boston Marathon. It was about 105 degrees at 2 that year. I shared my story like I'm doing today, and a few years later I got a call I won't ever forget. They told me I could not run the Boston Marathon because of my disability. And they were like, oh, you're setting yourself up for failure, and I wasn't good enough. It was a sad moment, but in my life I never complained, and I never take no for an answer. And I actually did it anyways, and I ran for a girl with cancer. And we made it to mile 2017 before it was too hot and we had to stop. But in life, I think everything happens for a reason. I decided to run that race anyway, and ran as a bandit for a girl with cancer. I ran 10 miles before I decided to stop. At that point, I had no real number though, but I was doing it for the fun of it. But in 2013, which was this past April, I had a number, and after overcoming all my obstacles, it was my day to shine. And me and my guys started the 2013 Boston Marathon in style. They started perfect, 60 degrees and sunny. Those were so encouraging and amazing, and so were the fans. We had the best fans in the world. After running 14 miles, I wanted to give up because I was so tired and I couldn't do it anymore. I was running Heartbreak Hill, and the runners were quiet. They were on the phones. The fans were silent. I heard a rumor something that had happened, but we did not stop. I got to mile 24 and told something had happened at the finish line, and it was one. I was not sad because I could not finish, but I was upset and confused because I wanted to believe that because I knew 40 runners, and my two best friends were at the finish line in between the bombs when they happened, so I was really nervous for them, but they were okay. And in my heart that day, I knew I wanted to, my heart was with the family and friends and everyone that got injured. And a few weeks later, I went back into the Boston to finish what I started. And because I tell everyone I'm saving up for an answer, so I went back a few weeks later and finished. Me and my friends and family walked the last 3 miles of the course, and there was a news crew there too, and it was about 150 fans screaming for us to keep going. And they were all complete strangers. One person made it for me so I could at least finish. That's my story. At this time, I just want to tell Mr. Cameron and everyone from the middle school, thank you for your time.
So this is a party. And what's a party without some music and balloons?